Hello everyone and welcome to Machine Learning and Large Language Model tutorials. In this tutorial, we explain how to install and run a distilled version of DeepSeek-R1 AI model on Raspberry Pi 5 and Linux Ubuntu. For those of you who are not familiar with DeepSeek-R1, DeepSeek-R1 is maybe one of the most powerful AI reasoning models whose performance is similar to the ChatGPT models. However, DeepSeek-R1 is released under the MIT license, which means that you can use it for commercial use and you can integrate it in the apps that you're developing. In this tutorial, we are running a distilled version of DeepSeek-R1 completely offline on Raspberry Pi. That is, we have downloaded and installed DeepSeek-R1 locally. The local installation enables you to speed up the design process, enables you better privacy, enables you complete control of large language model behavior, and enables you to integrate a large language model with other software. Due to the limited computational resources of Raspberry Pi 5, we will download and install distilled versions of DeepSeek-R1. Distilled versions are obtained from the original versions of DeepSeek by reducing the size of the model. Of course, by reducing the size, the performance of the model is reduced. However, often this reduction is not significant and the model can still be very useful. Our Raspberry Pi 5 has these specifications. First of all, it has 8 GB of RAM. Then it has 512 GB SSD NVMe drive. That is, we installed Linux Ubuntu on SSD and integrated SSD with our Raspberry Pi. And as mentioned previously, we are running Linux Ubuntu 24.04 and our suggestion is to run Linux Ubuntu instead of the official Raspberry Pi operating system. This is mainly because Linux Ubuntu has better support than Raspberry Pi operating system. Another important suggestion is to install SSD on your Raspberry Pi. This is to increase the read and write disk speed, which will significantly speed up the performance and improve the performance of your Raspberry Pi 5. I have created 2 video tutorials explaining how to integrate SSD with Raspberry Pi and how to install Linux Ubuntu on the SSD. Okay, let's start with explanations. The first step is to open a terminal. To do that, click here and search for terminal. And here it is. Next, I'm going to resize this terminal such that you can see what I'm typing and at the same time you can read the commands that are written over here. Before I start with explanations, I need to mention the following. Since I'm recording this video tutorial on Raspberry Pi 5 by using Kazam, and Kazam uses some resources, it might happen that during the execution of commands, my tone might break. That is, this video might experience some glitches. Also, the execution might be a little bit slower since I'm using computer resources to record the video tutorial. In your case, the execution will be probably faster since you're not recording the screen. Whenever you want to install any program on your Linux Ubuntu system, my advice is to run these 2 commands, sudo update and sudo upgrade. These 2 commands will update and upgrade all the packages installed on your system. Consequently, be patient while this command is being executed. After we upgraded everything, here you need to press yes, that is, after we upgraded everything, we need to install curl. So let's wait until this command completes so we can install curl. Okay, we are almost there. If you're running this command very often, then it might happen even maybe like 1 or 2 minutes to complete this command. Okay. The next step is to install curl. We can do it by executing this command. After installing curl, let's verify that curl is installed on our system by just typing curl -- and version. And if you get a response that looks like this means that curl is installed on your system. The next step is to execute this command. This command will allow an inbound connection to this port. Don't worry, here you're not opening this port to computers outside of your local network. That is, you're just opening the port locally such that a program for running the DeepSeek model can be executed. So execute this command. And here it is. The next step is to install a program that will enable us to run the model locally. The name of that program is Ollama, and consequently you need to go to this website. For those of you who are not familiar with Ollama, Ollama is very powerful and, what is more important, simple to use framework for downloading and running large language models locally. And over here, if you go to the Ollama website, you will see this main page. Then click on download. Then over here, select your operating system. Of course, we are on the Linux operating system, so click on Linux, and this command will be generated. This command is used to download and install Ollama on a Linux machine. Briefly speaking, we are using curl and we are calling this script that will install everything. So let's press this and let's see what's happening. Now Ollama is being downloaded. It's going to take maybe 5 minutes, maybe even less, to download and install Ollama. Consequently, be patient. And after installing Ollama, you will see these messages. And what is very important to observe here is this message. No NVIDIA AMD GPU is detected. Ollama will run in CPU only mode. And this is expected since we are running on Raspberry Pi, and Raspberry Pi does not have a GPU. Of course, it has its own GPU. However, when I say doesn't have a GPU, I mean doesn't have an NVIDIA or AMD GPU. Good. Let's continue. The next step is to test the installation. To test the installation, just type Ollama and run. And, oops, not Ollama run, just type Ollama. That's the better version. And if you see something like this, this means that Ollama is installed and Ollama is running in the background. Good. The next step is to download the model. So let's go back to our browser. Let's go to the base Ollama website. And over here, we can search for a model. Let me zoom out such that the screen for searching the model appears. Here it is. Oops, I zoomed out too much. Here, search for model and search for DeepSeek. DeepSeek-R1. So let's see what will happen. And over here, you will be directed to this website. So click over here. And let's explain what's written over here. This is the official website inside of Ollama for DeepSeek. Over here you have several versions. Namely, if you expand and if you click here, you will see different models that you can download. Note, these are distilled models. That is, these are the compressed models of the big DeepSeek model. And if you, for example, click here, you can see that the model size is 1.1 gigabyte and the model has 1.5 billion parameters. My suggestion is to start with this model and download it and test it. And then we will also download the second model to compare the speed. So let's click here. And after you click here, you can see that this command will be generated. I'm not going to directly copy and paste this command. I will modify this command. So copy this command, go to the command prompt, paste the command, and instead of run over here, type pool. The main question is why I'm making these changes. Well, I don't want to download and run the model. If I would just type Ollama run, the computer will download and run the model. I don't want to do that. I just want to download the model. And later on, I will run it. So press enter, and now you can see that download process has started. You can see the progress over here. It's going to take around 1 minute to download the model. Consequently, be patient over here. And after the model is downloaded and installed, let's test it. To test the model, let's first verify that the model exists on our computer. To do that, type Ollama list and you will see the model. Next, copy the name of the model, and over here type Ollama, then run, and then the name of the model. Here it is, and let's see what will happen. Bang! At the same time, let me open a task monitor such that we can monitor the system resources over here. Okay, so let me see processes, resources, and you can see CPU usage over here. Just monitor this part over here. So let's start asking the questions to this model. How to solve a quadratic equation? And over here, let me give a quadratic equation, for example, 2 multiplying x squared plus 2 multiplying x plus, for example, 10. Let's see what will happen equals to 0. Now, I have to warn you that I'm recording this video tutorial, and what will happen is that the execution will be slower than usual. If I'm not recording, the execution of the model will be much faster. So let's see what will happen. Okay, so this is the execution with much slower than it actually is since I'm recording this video, but you can see that the model is working, and this is truly amazing. So now the solution is calculated. Now I will stop recording this video for model to run, and I will just after several seconds, for example 5 to 10 seconds, get back to show you what happened. And over here you can see that literally in 5 or 10 seconds this is being generated, and the model is running and calculating the solution. Okay, so it works really good. That is, the smaller model works excellent. Let's now try to download a bigger model. I will stop by pressing Ctrl+C, and then I'll press Ctrl+D to exit the model. So let's go back to Ollama website and let's select a larger model. 7 billion parameters, and you will need around 5 gigabytes of disk space. So let's again copy. Let's go here. Let's paste the command, and then over here instead of run, let's type pull to pull the model. And let's see what will happen. Now the model is being downloaded. Again, it's going to take around 5 minutes to download the model. And then over here, let's type Ollama list to see both models, and here the second model. So let's run the second model by typing Ollama and then run, and then we specify the name of the second model, enter, and now the model is being loaded. Over here you can see what's happening. Note that Raspberry Pi has 8 GB of RAM, and the model should fit since it has 70B parameters. If you need more memory, my suggestion is to increase the swap size, as I did over here. And you can see that I have around 10 GB of swap memory. Swap memory will act as a virtual memory. Now again, the loading of the model is slower since I'm recording the video. So okay, the model is loaded, and again let's type a question: how to solve a quadratic equation, and let's give the equation, for example, x squared plus 2x plus 10 is equal to 0. And then here you can see the model execution. Again, this is slower than it should be, so let me stop recording and I will go back. And here after several minutes you will see this response, which means that the model is running relatively well. I tried also larger models such as 14B model and 8B models, and these two models are also okay, they can run. However, 14B model might be a little bit slow. Okay, that's all for today. I hope that you like this video. If you like the videos I'm creating, please press the like and subscribe buttons, and see you in the next video tutorial.